Yeah. Everything was already said. And I won so many friends in the last year that are here in the audience. Simone, John, Louise, that I want to hug and meet. So I will be very quick. And also, I'm turning 49 on Thursday. And I haven't been to the toilet for 1 hour. And as you grow old, it's becoming more and more challenging. So I'll be quick.
You have a problem. I might be not that quick.
That's their problem. I lost both my parents on October 7th. So many lives were lost in the last years. Aziz lost his brother more than 30 years ago. So many lives, Israelis and Palestinians, were lost in the last century. And we are here in Paris to tell you, we don't need your thoughts. We don't need your prayers. We don't need you to cross your fingers for us. And we don't need your condolences. We need you to act. We need your action because peace is possible. La paix est possible. But in order to harvest peace, we must sow. And now October is coming. For the last 60 years, my father was sowing the seeds of wheat in the Israeli Negev for 60 years. No matter how devastating the year before was, my father knew that next year going to be better and is in charge and in control to make next year better. And now it's our time to sow. It's our time to sow hope, because hope is an action. We make hope together by envisioning a better future and by acting to make this future into a reality. We need to sow the seeds of the future, because in the future is where Palestinian and Israelis meet. Future that is based on equality and dignity, shared acknowledgement and recognition, reconciliation and healing, security and safety. It's time to sow forgiveness. Because like I learned from our friend that is not here, Hamza Awaude, we must forgive the past. We must forgive the present in order to enjoy the fruits of the future. And after sowing, this is the time to do exactly what we are doing here today with the amazing Les Guerrers de la Paix. We are here amplifying the voices of peace. We are here legitimizing peace and legitimizing us and you as the leaders of the future. We are here building a strong coalition, a coalition of Palestinians and Israelis, individual and organization, international community, a coalition that will make peace possible. We are here today and tomorrow and the day after to speak to the French policymaker, to tell them they must change their policy from tools of destruction to tools of construction. And if we'll be brave enough and courageous enough, we're going to sow, we're going to harvest peace soon. We're going to harvest peace by the year 2030. I will repeat. In less than 6 years from now, we all going to harvest peace between the river to the sea by the year 2030.
So I'm the last speaker, so it might take a while. Get ready. Nothing scares extremists, people who want to spread hate, people who want to push us toward endless war than the scene of us here being together. And especially that we are not here on stage to debate against each other, to argue with each other. I look at the Israelis in this room with me here on stage. These are my friends. This is my tribe. This is my family. We are the antidote to extremism. When people tell you, what can we do to change reality of what's happening today on the ground? The answer is us. It's not anybody else. In the time of failed politicians and leadership, we have to rise to leadership. And when I think of my brother Maoz, I called him after his parents were killed, and we start talking. Instead of fighting with me and blaming me, his first words were, I'm not only crying for my parents, I'm crying also for every child that is being killed in Gaza. That's true leadership. That's the kind of leadership we need. Last year has been very hard for all of us. Maoz lost his parents. I can't count the number of friends who I know who lost family members. My friend Abdurrahim lost 50 people in his family in Gaza. Another friend of mine watched on television her home being hit by an airstrike where she knew her neighbors were taking shelter in her home. So much pain. And I can't stop thinking about all the children in Gaza, in Lebanon, in Israel, who are witnessing and feeling and experiencing so much suffering, so much pain. And I know how it's like because I experienced that growing up. I watched my brother being killed. I watched multiple people in my family actually being killed, my next door neighbor being killed. So I know how hard it is. Unlike Maoz, where he jumped into peace building immediately, it took me 8 years to find my path. And it was a very hard 8 years. But eventually I understood that bitterness only makes you more empty. And there's nothing you can do that can fulfill that hole inside you. No amount of hate, no amount of revenge will make you feel whole. And it was then that I understood that every time I choose to hate, I was being a slave to the person who killed my brother. With reconciliation, you need two sides to work together. But with forgiveness, you don't. You only can decide that on your own. And it gives you so much power. It takes away that agency that has been taken away from you. And you able to be free again, to make decisions again. And today, looking at what's going on in Gaza, looking at what's going on in Lebanon, at bombings, at so much death, I hear people saying, I do what I do so the next generation can enjoy the fruits of peace. And as Maoz said earlier, no. We are the generation to bring peace. We are the generation to end the occupation. We are generation to make that change. Look, you're already all here, so I'm not going to tell you come and support us and be with us. If you're already here, you probably support us. You probably agree with a lot of what we say. You're probably angry as well. And I'm not here to tell you don't be angry. Anger is a good thing, but don't let your anger lead you to hate. Anger can fuel our activism. I am angry every day as I read the news. I'm angry every day as I talk to friends who are suffering, as I see people being killed. But anger is like a nuclear power. It can bring destruction or it can bring light. So let us use that anger to make a change. And I want you to think about the action that Maoz was talking about. The words hope and peace often are thought about as nouns, but they are not. It's not about feeling. There's times we don't feel them, but it's about action. Let that anger bring the action of hope and peace in our lives. Engage, amplify these voices. When you leave this room, don't think of peace building as being confined in a conference room. Real peace work happens outside. So when you leave tonight, I hope you think about, what is it that I can do? How you can amplify the voices. How you can amplify the voices of everyone here. Who's the person that you can call and let them to join you? Who's a politician you can call and say, we demand you take an action? What kind of things we all together can do? We need you not as supporters, we need you to be part of our movement. Thank you.
And